Milligan for my Unit 3 speech essay. When I was a little girl, I went to the zoo with my family. At the zoo, we saw a lot of animals. Big, small, furry, slimy, dry, and wet. As it started to rain, the zoo said they were closing. So me and my family ran to the car and went home. I don't really remember a lot of the specifics of the drive, nor the zoo, really. I just remember my family being there. My mother, my father, and my older sister. On the way home, a man called my dad and started talking. No one could really hear his voice, but we could tell it was a man. And my dad sounded disturbed when he talked, with short words, not explaining what was said. And then, a little while after, my dad got sideswiped by the car next to him, and we ended up running into a wall. And we swerved, ran into the wall, and all I could hear was that my mom called me. She undid her seatbelt and she called me, my name. And I don't really remember anything else after that. I remember a shock again. Another shock, like another car had hit us, or we got smashed into the wall. When I finally woke up, about an hour later, I undid my seatbelt and I crawled out. I was about 6 or 7 at the time. I crawled out. I looked over at my older sister, and the insides of the car had smashed into her. And I don't know how I felt at the time, but I was scared. Because I couldn't think of anything else to do but keel over and cry. And it hurt a lot. My mom and dad had been smashed into the wall. The car had been smashed into by so many cars that the wall was now placed up against my mom and dad. The insides of the car had gone into my sister and completely avoided me. And at some points I just think, what if it had hit me and my sister would have lived? As the cops pulled up, they dragged me to an orphanage. And I spent so many years there in the torture of basically a insane asylum of kids. People who didn't have parents and thought that nobody loved them. That God hated them. And when you feel that, your life turns upside down. Everything you knew changed. Because of that one instant where you realize that Earth is not a happy place. It's not smiles and it's not giggles. With no one else to love you, life becomes nothing. The woman who took care of me hated me. Everyone I ever found hated me. And finally, when I was 15, they let me out. And I started living with a few friends out of state. And I've discussed this with a lot of people. And I feel safe about it now because it's in the past. But the past hurts. And still does now.